Okay, who the hell told Chainsaw Man to be so hyped today? What the actual hell, man? This show is crazy good. Oh, man. And that ending is wild. So we really are going to get a new ending every single week. That's kind of insane to me. Like, what the hell? This episode was crazy, dude. What? We even got to see a bit of Power's backstory this episode, which I've wanted since last week, because she was really interesting last week. And dude, if we're getting episodes like this each week, man, I don't know what the hell's keeping up. Like, this show is crazy good. Like, I'm stunned at the quality I'm watching each week. Fuck. Well, alright, enough of that, though. Let's just get straight into it and talk about Chainsaw Man episode 3 today, because this shit was wild. So our episode begins immediately where our last one left off, with the aftermath of Power just splattering the Cucumber Devil's brains everywhere. She really did make a mess, bro. As we see that Makima's actually kind of chewing him out a little bit, as she says, if public safety kills a civilian hunter's devil, we're guilty of obstructing their business. Normally, you'd be arrested for that kind of thing, as she tells Power that you're gonna need to think a bit more before acting. You can't be splattering brain matter on the street. And she tells Denji that he's got to be able to control her, too. As Makima tells him that before becoming a fiend, Power was the blood devil. She's got a bit of talent for using blood in battle, but she also gets worked up pretty easily. No shit. As she says that maybe she's not cut out to be a devil hunter after all. And upon hearing that, Power starts blaming Denji for what happened. Like, what? And these two start bickering back and forth with each other, blaming each other for the incident. All Makima has to say is, could you quiet down? And Power goes stiff as a board and says, yeah, okay, we can do that. As Makima says that, I don't really care who got in whose way. I just want to see the two of you working well together. Can you show me that? And Power looks really freaked out in this situation as he says, yeah, we can do that. And Makima is suspicious, dude. Flat out. Nah, she's got, like, something about her. She's got, like, some commanding power or something about her. There's no way, man. There's no way she can just control Power like that. There's just something about her that's off. There's just something that's off about her. I can't shake that feeling. And it's here we transition to Denji and Power just having a conversation with each other after the fact, as Denji tells her that, you know, being able to just grab a drink like this is a dream come true to me. But if we keep screwing up, being thirsty is probably going to be the least of my problems. Not that it'll make it easier to work with some chick that lies, though. As Power tells him that, I only enjoy the company of cats. I hate humans. It's not a matter of personal grievance. My hatred is almost like a demonic instinct. And I hate devils too, since one of them took my pet Meowie away. Interesting. Before I was able to recover Meowie, I fell into Makima's clutches. Very interesting way of phrasing that. My dear Meowie may be dead already, and yet I find it hard to give up hope. If it lets me retrieve Meowie from that demon, I'm willing to abide humans or anything else that needs done. Denji's just like, yo, for a cat? That's dumb as hell. But I'd do whatever it takes to get to fondle some boobs. Our boy Denji definitely has his priorities straight. But he adds that I think I'd get it. I'd get you if it was a dog. As Power says, what would you think of the prospect of fondling my chest after retrieving Meowie from that devil? Our boy does a complete heel turn. He's like, that fucking devil thinks he can kidnap some poor cat? As a devil hunter, I say no. I'm gonna kill the shit out of that devil. Bro, Denji is so down bad, it's kind of wild. And it's here we transition to Denji and Power going to look for the devil that took Meowie. And Denji actually has to get permission to get her out. To take her out and about, which is kind of wild. She's basically a prisoner, bro. She's literally a prisoner here. She tells him, I know where the devil that kidnapped Meowie dwells. The concern is that you're the only one who can fight it. He's likely to use Meowie as a shield upon seeing me. Denji tells her that I had a pet devil named Pochita, you know? I can't pet him anymore, but it's cool. Because he's alive right in here. Like, literally, he's alive right in here. As Power tells him, how foolish. Does that not mean Pochita is dead? Death is the absence of life. This nonsense about living on in your heart is little more than miserable self-comfort. As Denji thinks to himself that, I don't think I'm ever going to get along with this girl. And it's here we transition to a really interesting scene where it looks like Makima is reporting to the higher-ups as they tell her that the American matter has got the Soviet warhawks crowing more loudly than ever. There are rumors about military use of devils as well, which seems very interesting to me. Hopefully devils will remain Japan's only enemies in the future. As they ask Makima, how are the hunting dogs that have been added to the squad performing? She tells him that there's one that seems promising and another that seems interesting. The pup that I just recently picked up. As they remind her that your job is to raise these hounds and then put them to work. Make sure not to grow attached, as we just see Makima standing there smiling. And guys, I'm telling you, she gives off like an unnerving vibe. Nah, there's something really off about Makima. Like, I like her, but she gives off like a bad vibe. I'll just say that. That's how I feel. My instincts are screaming that something's off with her. We transition to her and Aki in the car as Aki tells her that as far as I can tell, Denji's disgusting, not interesting. Why do you have such high hopes for him? And I find what she says extremely interesting as she says that all devils are born with names. And the more those names are feared, the more powerful the devil is said to become. Her example is coffee isn't considered very frightening, so a coffee devil would probably be weak. But what about a car devil? It's easy to imagine being run over and dying, so it would probably be strong. And Denji can turn into a chainsaw devil. That seems pretty interesting to me. I kind of agree, that is kind of interesting, low-key. Aki rebuttals by saying he might be interesting, but I'm not sure he'll be of any use. Everyone in public safety has a real goal or motivation. But he said he just wants to live the good life. He's a bad fit for our operation. And I think Aki's hating in this situation, man. He doesn't know what Denji's been through. Like, I guarantee he's probably seen some shit himself, but nah, man. Aki so far just feels like a bona fide hater to me. He adds not only that, but he thinks he can be friends with devils. He's still a kid, a stupid brat. And I'm not feeling Aki so far right now, guys. So far, I'm not. I'm sure he'll get better, but right now, nah, he ain't it. He ain't it. As we transition to Denji and Power arriving at this abandoned house in the middle of nowhere, where the devil who's keeping Meowie resides. And it's a little shady, I'll keep it a buck. As they're walking, Denji says that, isn't he gonna use the cat as a hostage if he sees you? Should you even, be this close right now? As she responds with, oh, I did say that, didn't I? I misspoke. And things get real tense all of a sudden. As Denji realizes what's actually going on and tries to take out Power, but he's too late, and she knocks him out. As she says that, fool that you are, it seems your instincts are sharp. This certainly isn't the first time our boy Denji's been set up. As Power actually drags him into the house, and we just hear, you kept me waiting a long time, Blood Devil. She says, I brought a human just as you demanded, Bat. And we see that the devil that took Meowie is this giant bat devil. And it's unnerving as hell, looking like Man-Bat over here from Batman. He says, a young man, huh? I'm sure his blood will be full of vigor. Denji certainly has a lot of vigor. He tells him, "Look at my arm, human, the wound that your kind gave me." As he says, "It's time to heal my wounds with the blood of humans." As he actually squeezes Denji, Denji coughs up blood and he drinks it and his arm grows back. But he says it actually tastes awful, which I find interesting. I imagine it's because Denji is a hybrid between a human and a devil. He says that I need to cleanse my palate with another human now. As Power tells Denji that I'm amazed you actually believed my story. Humans truly are foolish. And as the Bat Devil is just preparing to go to town on people, Power says, "Hey, I brought you a human like you promised. Released Meowie." He says, "Oh, I did say I'd do that, didn't I?" As we see that he has Meowie locked up, but then he adds, "But I hadn't punished you for bringing me such nasty blood yet, had I?" As he actually eats Meowie right here. And this transition is fantastic as we see how Power met the cat to begin with. And we see a bit of her past, which I find really cool. As we see that she just randomly met Meowie in the woods one day. And Meowie was a mangy little cat, all beat up, all skinny. Really sad, honestly. She tells him that, "Let's put some meat on those bones before I eat you." As we just see her taking care of Meowie and spending time together and growing closer along the way. And at one point she even says that, "I've killed all who've met my eyes." So it's become strange to hear a voice that isn't screaming. And it's here we see the Bat Devil appear and take Meowie and give her this ultimatum. As we transition back to present time and she tells Denji that, "You said you couldn't pet Pochita anymore, yes? I understand how you feel now. It's an awful feeling." As the Bat Devil actually picks her up and eats her too. As the Bat Devil flies off to go devour some humans. But we see that Denji actually grabbed onto his leg as he screams, "Give me my tits back!" But a really interesting thing I noted is that Denji's drinking the Bat Devil's blood right here. That's extremely interesting. As a devil now, is he able to drink like other devils' blood to heal or something? That's a question I have after this episode, because I found that really curious that he was drinking his blood. As the Bat Devil grabs Denji, and Denji remembers a time when he couldn't find Pochita, as he looked everywhere for him, but just couldn't find him. And eventually he does, and he was so relieved that he fell asleep holding him, as he thinks that, I wonder how she felt when she tried to sleep, knowing that devil had Meowie. Really showcasing that Denji has a lot of empathy. As he pulls the cord, the chainsaw busts out of his head and he rips out of the arms. And it's time for hype to commence. As they actually crash through the roof of a building as Denji yells at one woman like, "Yo, dumbass, you want to get eaten? Get the hell out of here." As the Bat Devil tells him that, "You let her escape? You're a devil. What do you think you're doing?" As Denji says, "I think I'm gonna split your guts and cop a feel," as he just absolutely rocks him. As they start fighting in the middle of town. And how the actual hell can y'all say that this show doesn't have good animation? Are you guys fucking high? Are you stupid? Are you blind? This animation is crisp, bro. Like, normally, I'm not going to get on y'all's cases like that, but you're crazy. This show has great animation. And as they're fighting, Denji's protecting all the humans he can really see in the vicinity as the Bat Devil says, "If you're so set on saving humans, can you cut through this?" As he throws a car with a person inside of it at Denji. Denji actually deactivates the chainsaws on his hands and catches the car. And even he's surprised that the chainsaws can retract. As Denji says that, "You think I saved him? I don't give a shit about saving some dude," as he actually throws the car back at him. But of course the guy jumps out first, because we can't have our hero killing someone. And it's here that the Bat Devil sends out this really strong looking sonic blast, and actually sends Denji flying and destroys like an entire building in one shot. But we just hear the chainsaw revving up through the smoke, and it's hype when Denji comes out there. And he's mangled, his hands all destroyed. He's looking like shit, but he looks fucking cool, I'll be honest. As Denji says, through all of this crap, I've been about as patient as possible. So how come I haven't gotten to cop a single damn fill yet? As he just starts screaming that. Right there. Right then and there. And the Bat Devil looks shook as Denji starts approaching him. He actually cuts through his arm, cuts it off again, and then does a decisive blow and literally cuts his guts out. It's a crazy shot. Denji looks like a freaking savage right here. As the devil's blood just rains down on him and our episode ends. And this shit was hype, bro. Like, this show, I will say, has impeccable imagery. Oh my lord, dude. Like, some of these shots look absolutely insane. They look like paintings, kind of, in a way. It's wild, the gore and brutality, that it could be so beautiful at the same time. Like, what? Like, this show, man, wow. You know, people have been hyping this show up through the roof. And I've been one of the ones staying back, like, I don't know, let me see for myself how it is. But, nah, dude, this show is really that good, huh? Crazy, dude. I'm so happy I'm not reading the manga. I get to experience this every week, because this shit was wild. I loved it. Let me know how you feel down below, guys. This really might be anime of the season, huh? This really might be it. That's wild to me. But again, let me know what you think down below. And that'll be it for today's wild episode, guys, you know? I need to decompress after that. Yo, I need to go for a walk to kind of chill. Whew. But until next time, guys, I hope you have a great day, week, month, and year. Until then, deuces, have a blessed day. And I'll see you guys next time.